Today we are joined by Kenny Hickey, best known as the guitarist for Type O Negative. He's got a new project called Sun Don't Shine. The lineup of that band includes Kirk Windstein from Crowbar and Down, Todd Strange on bass, who was the original bass player in Down, and Johnny Kelly on drums, who, of course, was Kenny's bandmate in Type O Negative and multiple other projects. There is a lot of star power in this band, especially if you're into the dark, heavy, sludgy stuff. And that's what Sun Don't Shine sounds like. But it's really cool stuff. You made a point during the conversation, Jason, where as heavy as it is, there's kind of there's ebb and flow, and there's moments where there's some light coming through all of that, and it's almost got some Beatles-esque moments in the melodies, and of course the underlying sludgy.
It's great songwriting, because once again, when you think about what Type O Negative did, and we talk about this in this episode with Kenny about how they were kind of a crossover band.
Yeah.
With Peter Steele's influences, with his thrash metal roots and the hardcore roots and things like that. And Kenny comes from that as well. Bands like Carnivore, where they were both right there, right? And then it turns into Type O, and Type O grows into this doom, almost like chamber music with the keys and the dark lyrics and the dark, Peter's dark voice, but lots of melody and just a lot of minor chords. It's very sort of sludgy and doomy and spooky shit, right?
Yeah.
And then let's talk about Crowbar. Well, you could use some of the same words to describe what Crowbar is doing. The shit is scary, and it's sludgy, heavy, murky.
Yeah.
Really murky, right?
Yeah.
And so when you put all this together, I will say that Kenny's singing voice on the tunes that I've heard, and I've only heard a couple of songs, it's very strong. His pipes are so strong, but he's singing fairly clean and fairly melodic, and there's harmonies. And then you can hear when, like, the Kirk Windstein riff master comes in, and that, the breakdown comes, and oh shit, who the fuck that is playing that.
Guess who's knocking at the door.
Right. So it's this beautiful thing that's happening in these songs, because there's a little bit of everything. And I'm not going to call it crossover, but it is. But when I say crossover and you're talking about metal or hard rock, it's usually a marriage between metal and punk or hardcore or something like that. This is just great songwriting that has elements of melodic rock, but it has all that sludge.
Yeah. I heard an obvious nod to Black Sabbath, and you're talking about Kenny's voice. I hear a little bit of Ozzy character in his vocal. And, the whole world knows Ozzy is a huge Beatles fan, so that crept into Black Sabbath to a degree. It crept into Type O Negative big time. They just made it spooky. I mean, there's a reason they called them the Drab Four,
Yeah.
And so that influence still exists and is very prominent in the Sun Don't Shine thing. I think what I like about it is it's got all the sludge you would expect from the players involved, but there are silver linings around it and moments of brightness, and I think that's most evident in the vocals, because Kenny's voice, as you said, he's clean, he sings clean, and it's very melodious. He really sounds great.
Well, and when you think about Peter in Carnivore, and then you think about Peter in Type O Negative, he's also multifaceted. He's doing this hardcore vocalizing, and then he's singing these melodies over all these beautiful chords in Type O Negative. So I feel that's obviously happening with Kenny and his writing as well. Like, he's coming from the sludge and the punk vibe as well, whether it be prior typo, because, and we talk about who's who and what's what and who's writing in typo. And it was Peter's thing, Peter was the main songwriter. But now that Kenny has sort of bust out, I mean, apparently Kenny has a solo record or a couple of solo records that I don't, I'm brand new to it. And I look forward to discovering those as well, especially if it's anything like Sun Don't Shine.
Yeah. He's got quite the resume. Seventh Void, Silvertomb, Typo Negative, of course. Now he's doing Sun Don't Shine. He's a live guitarist from Danzig once in a while. He was a live guitarist for Kingdom of Sorrow for a tour or a stretch of dates or something like that. So, a very well-rounded musician, songwriter, cool guy to talk to today.
Yeah, he was fun.
A lot of fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And Sun Don't Shine is going to appeal to anyone that is a fan of Typo Negative, Black Sabbath, anything that you may know Kenny from in the past. It's an extension of all that, and it sounds really good. 3 songs are out right now. They have a YouTube channel. Go look up Sun Don't Shine. You can sample those 3 singles right now. And another one, actually 2 are completed. By the time you watch this episode, the 3rd will probably be done. It's called The Promise Song. And 7 songs in the can. They're going to add a couple more, release a full-length album at some point later on this year maybe. But the goal is to compile it all and put out an album. So
look for the singles, though. You can watch a couple of videos all as well, not just YouTube, but right on their website. And it's probably, sundon'tshineband.com or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's where
you don't.
Yeah, that's where I sort of read some press and read some verbiage about the band, and had quite a few aha moments that got me excited to talk to Kenny today. So that's all. That's going to be a good plethora of information. Just going to the Sun Don't Shine website. Yeah. Remember those websites?
Yeah, exactly, right. You should know more than ever now, because that's where a lot of bands are releasing stuff. So
yeah.
And they also have a Facebook page. I did some exploring and found that as well. So look up Sun Don't Shine. There's no apostrophe in don't. It's just DONT, Sun Don't Shine. And
thank you to Corpse Paint PR.
Yes,
appreciate
Andrew
that.
Spalding. Yes, yeah. Andrew, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And we're looking forward to the full-length record. Ladies and gentlemen, today on the Talk Louder podcast, Kenny Hickey from Sun Don't Shine.